Welcome to Education Core, my dear students. Our topic for today is transportation in humans. In the previous video, we already studied that the circulatory system in humans is the main transport system. So, the circulatory system relies on three main things, that is, the blood, which carries all important oxygen and nutrients, the blood vessels, which carry blood throughout the body, and the heart, which pumps the blood. Now in this video we will learn about the blood and the components of the blood, and in the next video we will discuss the blood vessels. Blood is a mixture of a liquid called plasma with red cells, white cells and platelets floating in it. So it means the blood is made up of four components, that is the plasma, the red cells, the white cells and the platelets floating in it. Now each part has a special job to keep us healthy, like red cells bringing oxygen, the white cells fighting off germs and the platelets fixing any bump or cuts on the body. Dear students, do you know why blood looks red? Any idea? The blood looks red because there are many red cells than white cells in it, as shown in the video, that the number of red blood cells are more than the white blood cells. There are about 5.5 liters of blood in our body. Now, the main function of blood is that it carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It also transports waste for removal from the body. It means the blood is helpful for taking out the waste from our bodies, keeping us clean and healthy. Now, the components of the blood. The blood contains red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Now, let's discuss one by one. The first component of the blood is red blood cells. Red blood cells are made in the marrow of large bones. Red blood cells are round with a hollow on both sides. Also, they can change their shape according to the type of blood vessels. Red blood cells are red because they contain a chemical called hemoglobin. Why red blood cells are red? Because they contain a special chemical called hemoglobin. Function of red blood cells. Red blood cells have the important task of transporting oxygen from the lungs to every cells in the body. Oxygen is used by cells to produce energy that the body needs, leaving carbon dioxide as a waste product. Red blood cells carry carbon dioxide away from the tissues and back to the lungs. Red blood cells are unusual because they have no nucleus. What does it mean they are unusual? It means they are very different from other cells in the body and they have no nucleus. It means they are very different from other cells in the body. Red blood cells have an average lifespan of 120 days. They do not live for more than a few months. Old or damaged red blood cells are broken down in the liver and spleen, and new ones are produced in the bone marrow. Now, the second component of blood is white blood cells. White blood cells have a big nucleus and can change their shape. Function of white blood cells. White blood cells protect the body against diseases. Some white cells eat microbes that cause diseases, others make antibodies or antitoxins. Now, what are antibodies? Antibodies are chemicals that destroy microorganisms by dissolving them. Each type of microorganism has its own specific antibody. On the other hand, antitoxins break down toxins produced by microorganisms. So, this is the main function of white blood cell. Now, the third component of the blood is platelets. Platelets are smaller than red and white blood cells. They help to clot the blood and stop bleeding at cuts. It works like this. Platelets cause tiny fibers to form a net across the cut. Red cells get caught in the net, forming a blood clot. The surface of the clot hardens to form a scab. This keeps the cut clean while skin grows. It means when you get a cut on the body, tiny helpers called platelets make a net to catch red blood cells. Now these cells create a clot, and the clot turns into a hard scab like a protective cover. So this scab keeps the cut clean while your skin is busy growing back. So the platelets work like this. Now the last component of the blood is plasma. The liquid state of blood is called plasma. So plasma is the liquid in our blood. It is a straw colored liquid. Straw color is a pale yellow color. It means when you separate the plasma from the blood, the color of the plasma will be pale yellow. Blood plasma also contains important proteins and other components necessary for overall health. Hence, blood plasma transfusion are given to patients with liver failure and life-threatening injuries. Blood plasma consists of salts, nutrients, water, and enzymes. So these are the components of the blood. Thanks for watching, my dear students. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel Education Code. Goodbye.